If this Tory parody of a government is so shambolic, so chronically divided, so utterly directionless, then why no astronomical Labour lead in the polls? If we have a Prime Minister in name only, afflicted by cabinet resignations, presiding over falling wages and a chaotic Brexit process, then why has Labour not opened up a 20-point advantage over its crisis-stricken rivals? It must be said that, in the different political era that was April, Labour polling more than 40% and holding a consistent but small lead over the Tories would be considered a nice problem to have. The party entered the general election campaign on 24%, half the Tories' poll rating. Labour, it was widely predicted, would slump to its smallest parliamentary caucus since 1935. Instead, it added 10 percentage points to its share in Indiana 2015, a surge without precedent since Clement Attlee more than 7 decades earlier. What should disrupt the sleep of Tory MPs now is what happens if Labour goes into the next general election starting on more than 40%. Set against the crisis of European social democracy, British Labour represents an electoral near miracle. Labour's sister parties have leaderships that are far closer in political outlook to the old third way dogma than they are to Corbynism. They are in a catastrophic position. Germany's Social Democrats amassed a pitiful 20% in the country's recent elections. The Austrian Social Democrats achieved less than 27% in October's elections. Spain's socialists languish in the mid-20s. Still, it could be worse, a humiliating 6% for the French socialists in the first round of the presidential elections, and a near-terminal 5.7% for the Dutch Labour Party. One striking exception is Portugal's ruling socialists who, under pressure from radical left-wing parties, have reversed some austerity measures. Labour's relative success compared with its floundering sister parties is of little comfort for those languishing under a Tory government, though. So why no colossal lead? The truth is, Britain has polarised into two hostile camps, divided by generation, security and world views. That is why the two-party system has reasserted itself, with the combined Tory-Labour share of the vote at its highest level since 1970. In the past 43 years, Labour has only twice won a higher share of the vote than it managed in June. One of those, New Labour's 2001 landslide, was a mere 0.7 points higher. But the Tories, too, won their best share of the vote since 1983. Labour boasts a Blair landslide poll share, but the Liberal Democrats have almost vanished and the Tory vote has solidified. And so, stalemate. Here's why. The Tories won a 50-point lead among those aged over 70, and a 31-point lead among Britons in their 60s. Social democracy has, ironically enough, been largely preserved for pensioners. That is not a battle cry for a generational war. The quarrel with the Tories should not be over preserving the security of older Britons, but for attacking the security of everybody else. Pensioners' household income in 2016 was 3 times higher than 40 years earlier, compared with twice as high for working-age Britons. According to the Resolution Foundation, the typical pensioner has a higher income after housing costs than those in work.